Hey, how's it going, everyone? Saintsfan back again with another GTA 5 Q&A episode. Today we're going to be talking more about the upcoming DLCs Rockstar did announce, because that is what's pretty exciting right now in GT. There's not really much going on, although today is the last day for transferring of your characters. So if you haven't done it, make sure you do it today, because if you don't, then you're never going to be able to do it. But anyway, before we do hop in, as always, like I say, if you have your own question you want to submit, just go on Twitter, use the hashtag AskSaints. The first one, though, from Python Riot: do you think that the DLCs Rockstar said in the Newswire are maybe the end of GTA 5? No. I don't know why you guys keep asking me this question. I don't think GTA 5 is going to end until GTA 6. I've said that multiple times now. Maybe I'm wrong, because it is too far to tell, and I don't even think Rockstar know officially. I mean, they're probably just going a few months at a time now, because after these DLCs, there's going to be probably a few months, 2-3 months between the military DLC and then Red Dead Redemption 2. So I think we will get some sort of DLC, but no, I don't think it's going to be the end. Braxton, do you think Rockstar will do a re-rank wipe? This is interesting, because like I said, today is the last day to transfer your characters, and what that means is there will be no more new modded accounts after today. And that's going to completely change GTA Online, I think. I mean, I don't think it's going to be on the scale like the modded bounties back in the day, the money apocalypse, when that happened. Because, for those unaware, there was a time in GTA Online when people had billion-dollar bounties. So you would kill someone and instantly get $1 billion. And it was awesome, because everyone was having a good time. No one cared about money. You'd blow up everyone's car. Everyone would just laugh because, hey, I got $1 billion. I can just buy a new car. It was a good time. But then, obviously, that meant no shark card money for Rockstar. So a few weeks or whatever, I don't remember the timeline, but a few weeks after that happened, Rockstar, they didn't ban anyone, I don't believe, but they did remove all of that modded money. So people went back to being poor. And then it was kind of, I don't know, it was just kind of a weird time. People weren't as happy. People weren't really, I don't know. I don't know if many people stopped playing or not, because it was like 2 years or 3 years ago. But I think this situation we're in now is kind of a similar situation. We have all this modded money. There's so many modded accounts out there. And after today, what are Rockstar going to do? I think tomorrow we'll get a newswire. I mean, it would just make sense that tomorrow we get a newswire if they do plan on banning people or doing something with the modded accounts, since today is the last day, and then next week we might get a DLC. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with the modded accounts. I don't know if they're going to just ban them completely and permanently, so you have to make a new account to play online, or are they just going to, like you say in the question, just derank them sort of and take away their money? So, I mean, I think that's the smarter way, just because then, even though many people would be upset, they still have the option to play the game. They wouldn't have anything maybe, but they still have the option to play. And it's going to be interesting, because there's a lot of people, like I said, out there on the consoles especially, that have the modded money. And if they get banned, are they going to stop playing? Are they going to, I don't know. I mean, there's no alternative to modded money. I don't think there's mods on the consoles. Could be wrong, but I don't think there are any. So it'll definitely be an interesting week or two, whenever they do decide, if they even do. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it doesn't make sense that they would stop transferring characters if they don't plan on fixing or, banning, punishing the people who do have all that modded money. Then we have K-Gals. Can there ever be something effective to fight the Hydra? Interesting question here. I think there's a few things that could combat it. I mean, one, like an anti-air system. One thing would be really cool, the Wastelander that you paid 500 grand for, that's absolutely worthless. What if you put some sort of anti-air system in the back of it? That'd be kind of cool. Apart from that, though, like actually air vehicles, the Hunter, I think, would work if it was somewhat armored. They would have to make it like one of the best helicopters. The Savage is not good. Like, it's just not good, all right? So for the people out there who like to defend the Savage, I'm sorry. It's not the Hunter, okay? So if the Hunter does come out, and let's just say it is like $3 million, similar to the Hydra, and you can spawn it anywhere, it's armored, so you have, it's like the Cargo Bob maybe, where it can take a rocket or two before it does explode. And let's just say the secondary, like not the pilot, but the gunner, he has like some explosive bullets or something. I think that could be a pretty damn good counter to the Hydra. Now, I don't know if people in Hydras and the Hunter would go after each other. They might team up and grief everyone else, But I think the Hydra would be a pretty solid tool to use against the Hydra. Also, and I don't think this is going to happen, but some sort of like Warthog jet. Imagine a Warthog jet with that's maybe a little bit faster than the Hydra, more agile, can handle a little bit nicer than the Hydra, and it has the explosive rounds. That could be a fun jet to battle against the Hydra, because the laser is not really that great against the Hydra, I don't think. I mean, yeah, it's faster and the cannons are almost the same, I think, but the Hydra is still just the best because you got the hover, you can call it anywhere. But I think those two, the Warthog and the Hunter, would be pretty nice. Kind of going off the last question, Raven, do you think that the items coming with the military DLC will make it easier to kill griefers, or will it add more ways to grief? So there's two sort of trains of thought here, I guess, with the DLC, or with the military DLC. They could either, like you say, add a bunch of cool things that make GTA Online free mode a living hell. Because, look, Hydras are bad enough, but could you imagine Hydras, Hunters, more plain, like I said, the Warthog, if that ever came? It would just be the APC tank. I forgot about that one. Like, it would be kind of crazy. But on the other hand, they could take the sort of Modern Warfare 2 approach to everything. And what I mean by that, so in Modern Warfare 2, there was a lot of complaints that guns were overpowered in that game. I don't know if you guys have played it, but that's kind of true. A lot of the guns were overpowered. But the beauty of that game was that pretty much every gun was overpowered. So because every gun was overpowered and every gun was really good, everyone was on a level playing field for the most part. Like, yeah, there was a few exceptions, but maybe they do that with GTA Online. They're like, you know what? I don't think we can ever balance this. So let's just give them a bunch of options. So, they don't feel left out, or they don't feel as upset because maybe you're not a good jet pilot. So you're like, you know what? I'll get in my APC tank and blow you up. Or maybe you're not a good driver, so you're like, you know what? I'll get in my Hunter because I'm a good helicopter pilot and kill everyone. So I think they might be taking that approach. Like, let's just give them everything. Let's just make everything overpowered so nothing is overpowered. I think that's kind of what's going to happen. And how it relates to griefing, I think, and I might be being too optimistic here, but if what I said is true, I think that will mean less griefing because the griefers will like attack each other, because there'll be a Hydra dude trying to take out a guy in the APC tank, and then he gets pissed off and goes after the Hydra guy, and the Hydra guy joins because the Hydra dude tried to go after him too, and then they're all fighting each other while you're doing your CEO or your gun running work. So I think that's kind of what's going to happen, but maybe I'm being too optimistic. I don't know. Next question, Waddles. Do you think that the military DLC will be one of the best methods with gun running? Best money-making methods with gun running? I think that if they learn from the Import-Export DLC, which I would hope they do, or did, it will be. And the reason I say that is because with the Import-Export DLC missions, they are great because, one, you're not in a slow-ass vehicle. Two, you actually get paid a pretty decent amount. Yeah, it could be more, and you would want it to be more. It doesn't make much sense that your $3 million or $2 million supercar that you're selling, you only get $100,000 for, or $80,000 for, but whatever. Compared to everything else, it's pretty good, and it's pretty fun. The missions are nice. There's a nice variety to the missions. So I think when the military DLC does come out, the gun running or whatever other missions they have will definitely be up there. Maybe it won't be the best, but it will be up there. The one interesting part I'm kind of curious to know is how the gun running is going to work. My thought is that since a lot of people in the community have expressed their displeasure on slow vehicles, I think what's going to happen, while they might be slow vehicles in the military DLC, I think they're going to be kind of armored. And that would mean you actually have some sort of defense against griefers. I mean, if the APC tank does come, imagine running guns in it. Or imagine doing the military missions or the Merryweather missions in a freaking APC tank. Hydra people and people in helicopters and just griefers in general, I think they would want to stay away from that, because then they might die, and it's gonna make them go out of their way to get another Hydra or another griefing vehicle. So while I don't think we'll have fast cars, obviously, because that's import-export stuff, I think we'll have ways to sort of defend ourselves. And I know you could say, well, really, in all the other missions, you could get your friends or your associates to defend you by getting in a Hydra or by getting in a Runer 2000 or by getting in any of the other vehicles, a tank, whatever. But it's different if you were the one getting in that stuff, in the CEO mission or the CEO crate missions and in the MC missions. You, the one selling, has to drive the slow vehicles, right? So it's different in the import-export missions where you're in the fast car and everything is up to you. You're not relying on your teammates to help you out or to defend you. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to make it sort of more solo oriented in this military mission DLC. Although the one thing I do unfortunately think will happen regarding those missions, I think they're going to be kind of similar to the ones we kind of got. It's just going to be a different skin. It's going to be, go to this place, get the guns or get the cargo, whatever, the military cargo, and then bring it to this other place. I hope they sort of have some creativity and some variety like they did with the import-export missions, but we'll have to wait and see, because that is kind of a long way out. But get into the last question, the question of the day. I asked on Twitter a few days ago. I made a Twitter poll. What are you guys most excited for, out of the upcoming stuff? And the number one answer was the military DLC. Number two answer was the classic cars. So Matthew says, which of the three things mentioned in the newswire are you most excited for? Military, retro cars, or special vehicle stunts? I don't think the special vehicle stunts is really up there for anyone. It'll be fun, and I'm sure the the races the creators make are going to be incredible, and that'll hold us off, until the classic cars come out and the military DLC comes out. But I don't think those races are that high up. It's going to be a tough one to choose between the military stuff and the retro car stuff, because I love the cars in GT. That's one of my favorite things to do, to collect the cars, to customize them. So I might be leaning towards the retro and the new cars coming out. But the military DLC, man, if they do add the Hunter, if they do add a jetpack, the hovercraft, and have bunkers and the gun running, that does sound freaking awesome. But you guys can let me know in the comments, if you had to pick, I guess, between any of those three, which one are you most excited for? That is it, though. Thank you all for watching. Please drop a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.